Hello, my friend. Are you ready to have more clients? I'm your host, Debbie Shadid. I am a master at building businesses. I can help you get more clients with super simple strategies. Plus, I can help you with a mindset so you can overcome the drama and the doubt. So let's get started. Hello and welcome. Today we're going to talk about overwhelm. You guys, this is serious and I really want you to just hang around for a few minutes and really figure out a way to solve this. I'm going to be sharing 3 different tips, 3 super simple tips that will bring about a new awareness about how you can eliminate overwhelm, and this will change your business. I can tell you, this is something that steals your dreams. It robs you of your business success. It robs you of good sleep. And this is not why you're in business. You went into business to have freedom and to be able to enjoy your life. So we today are going to talk about how we can stop overwhelm. I'm going to detail it and I'm going to outline it, and then I want you to decide to choose peace. Like, this is a choice, you guys. Some of you are choosing overwhelm, not on purpose, but because it's just a familiar place to be. So over the weekend, I emailed the women in my community and I asked them this question, and I want you to write this down. And when we get done with the podcast, I want you to think about this too. What are the things in your business that cause you to feel overwhelmed? Think about that, because we cannot fix the problem until you see what is causing it. And I just want to say to you, it is so interesting when you start paying attention to that feeling of overwhelm and you catch yourself when you start to feel it and you stop for a minute and you say, wait, now what is it that caused the overwhelm? You actually might be so surprised. Sometimes people feel overwhelmed when they get a new client. Sometimes people feel overwhelmed, when they finally get somebody to sign on the dotted line. And isn't that interesting? Because that's actually what your goal is. So if that's an example of where you feel overwhelmed, that's something you want to look at. Why do you feel overwhelmed when you get a new client? And maybe for you it's something different. It probably is. But just look at it. Bring that new awareness about it. Many of you guys are allowing overwhelm to be your constant companion. This is literally, as I said before, it is keeping your business stalled out. You're feeling stressed out all the time. Ongoing stress is taking a toll on everything in your life, on your health, on your waistline, on your relationships. Everything that you want and intended to have when you created a business is really at risk and not growing because you are allowing overwhelm to be there. And the crazy thing is, overwhelm compounds and it just gets worse. Unless you get to the bottom right now of what the problem is, your business work, the working on your business just piles up and your overwhelm gets worse and worse as you get further behind. So I'm going to give you the 3 steps that will get you in solution mode to stop the overwhelm. All right, number 1, I want you to get honest with yourself. Stop the stories and the visions about what you can do. Stop comparing yourself, your business journey, to somebody else's. Stop looking at the most successful person in your field and expecting your success to be the same. You might be measuring what you think you should do based off of somebody else who has been in business for many years, or somebody else who has different circumstances than you, or somebody else that has different responsibilities than you. So get crystal clear on how much time you have to actually work on your business. I'm going to guess, you guys, it is probably less time than you have tasks on your to-do list, right? So you don't actually have enough time to get it all done. When you know this, then you can change it. So I want you to keep in mind that there are 2 ways to work in your business. One way is when you deliver your service, you actually sell whatever it is, and you're delivering what you sold, right? The other piece is when you are working on your business to grow it. That's when you're posting on social media, that's when you're networking, that's when you're marketing and more. So I want to ask you again, how many hours do you have to work on your business or work in your business. The hours that you have to be divided up between those things. So one is providing the service and the other is keeping your business going, keeping your business afloat. Your time needs to be focused primarily on revenue-producing tasks, which, by the way, include providing services and marketing. So if you're honest and you see how many hours you have and you schedule them accordingly, you're not going to feel overwhelmed because you will know that you actually have time to get it done. Your job at this point is to constrain. Like, I want you to start saying no to things because you know how many hours you have in a week. You know part of the hours need to be on marketing, part of them need to be on providing the service that you sold. And when you say no to more things, then you can say yes to less overwhelm and to more peace. All right, number 2, stop underestimating the time it takes to do things. This is something I have had to work on really hard. I really didn't know how long it took me to do things in my business, and I kept finding myself not getting everything done. I was so proud of the fact that I could keep a great schedule. You guys probably are the same way, like you're time blocked on your Google Calendar. Maybe you have a planner. Everything's on the to-do list. You put it on your calendar. But I was always falling short. And the truth is, it's because I didn't actually know how much time it took me to do things. I would think, well, I'm going to, write an email. And I think, oh, that takes me 10 minutes. Well, no, it doesn't take 10 minutes. You write the email, you have to proof it, you rewrite it, you have to set it up in your MailChimp or whatever you use, Flowdesk, any of those places. And so it takes a lot more time than 10 minutes. But that's all I was scheduling. And maybe you guys are the same. So when you schedule like that, you guys, you're immediately behind. You've overscheduled yourself. And again, that compounds that feeling of overwhelm. So do yourself a favor. Take the next week and really pay attention to how much time it takes to actually do things in your business. How much time does it take to write an email? How much time does it take to respond to email inquiries? How much time does it take to post on social media? How much time are you spending following up with customers? How much time are you spending on education, consuming information, reading? All the things that we do in our business. Once you know how much time you're spending every day, and by the way, you guys, I would certainly look at what it takes you personal time-wise in your life too. Because, as solopreneurs, everything we do is all intertwined. So if you are spending 3 hours grocery shopping a week and 2 hours meal prepping, that needs to be time that you know, because then you can schedule yourself, your entire life, more completely. Once you have the tasks mapped out and you know how much time it is, then schedule it and you don't have to wing it anymore. And you also don't have to feel overwhelmed because you will have allowed yourself enough time to get it done. I just want to mention all the things that you need to include: haircuts, the gym, scrolling time on social media, cleaning your house, taking care of your kids, whatever it is for you. All of that needs to go on your schedule and needs to be considered. Because if you're thinking like, oh, after I put the kids to bed or after I take care of dinner or after that I'm going to do some work, you need to get realistic with how much time is there left in the evening. And by the way, do you even want to be working that late? You get to decide. Once you know what you want to do, then you create a business that supports it. All right, number 3. This is to decide to say no to overwhelm. Just last week, one of my fellow coaches coached me on something that is very similar to overwhelm. For me, I have a go-to feeling of confusion. You guys might have a go-to feeling of overwhelm. Some people have a go-to feeling of doubt, of uncertainty, right? We all kind of have that feeling that we find ourselves in. Mine happens to be confusion, where I'm like, I'm not sure what to do about this, or what do you think about this? I sort of waffle around in this land of confusion. And she asked me this really great question that I want to ask you. She asked me, Debbie, when are you going to divorce confusion for good? And I was like, what? Wow, she's right. I do need to divorce confusion. So when are you going to divorce overwhelm? I allowed confusion to be my constant companion, and you're allowing overwhelm to be yours. So you have to catch yourself now, and you have to change what you're allowing yourself to feel. You can say, wait, I am deciding right now that I've already divorced overwhelm, and then I'm going to choose peace. I have decided that I don't even have to feel overwhelmed about this, that I actually have a choice about how I want to feel. You can stop this in its tracks And you guys, you don't have to allow it to be part of your life. Will it require work? Of course it will. Habits are hard to break, and the feeling of overwhelm for most of you guys is just a go-to familiar place to be. It's just a place that you find yourself. And so often when I ask women, what are you overwhelmed about? They're not even sure. They're not even really clear about what caused it to begin with. Overwhelm has zero value. It keeps you from doing what you need to do, and it keeps you from helping people. We all have brains. We're all very smart people. We can make educated decisions and remind ourselves that we have a choice. You can tell overwhelm to go home and to leave you alone. I know it sounds crazy, but honestly, you guys, think about it. You just sort of fall into overwhelm, and when you find yourself there, I want you to stop and remind yourself, wait, I get to choose to think about whatever it is, this task in front of me, or this to-do list, or whatever it is, the website update, the social media posting, the networking, anything. I get to decide to feel a different way about it than overwhelmed. Overwhelm is toxic. It has been stealing your joy and your peace. And again, you went into business for yourself so that you could end this feeling of overwhelm that you were having from somebody else telling you what to do. So dismiss that feeling from your life. Use the 3 steps that I've just mentioned to you to keep yourself on track. All right? Number 1 is to get honest with yourself, right? Make sure that you stop the stories about what is possible for you and get real about what you can really do. How many hours you have to work in the week. Number 2, stop underestimating the time it takes to do things that you're putting on your calendar so you can schedule your time properly. All right, and then number 3 is to just decide that you can choose another feeling. You don't have to feel overwhelmed. Divorce overwhelm. I mean, honestly, I think that is so genius. I'm never going to forget that. So now I want you to create a plan. I want you to go back to that question that I asked you in the very beginning about what things in your business cause you to feel overwhelmed. And then I want you to think through the steps that I've just mentioned to you. And I want you to make a plan to conquer it. Tackle the overwhelm. Create a plan so that you can stop it for good. Get the help you need now, you guys. Honestly, overwhelm has stolen your business dream. In some cases, it has stalled you out. It is keeping you from reaching your goal. And let me just remind you, we are halfway through 2021. And for many of you guys, this was going to be the year that was going to be different. So from where we are right now, how's it going? What's it look like to you? Are you on your way to meeting your goal? If you're not, if you are struggling and if you're not getting things done, you're not being as productive as you want to be, you're not posting on social media, you're not doing the marketing, you're not out there making offers to help people, then you need to look at where you're at. You need to look at what is stopping you, identify what's overwhelming you, and put a stop to it. 3 more final questions I want to ask you. What do you need to learn? Because if there's things that are causing you to feel overwhelmed because you don't have the answer, then find a way to learn those things. What do you need to have answered? Like questions that are just open loops. We call them hula hoop thoughts. The hula hoop thoughts that keep going around and round and round that cause this uncertainty that cause you to feel overwhelmed. What do you need to have answered? And the 3rd question is, where do you need to get some guidance? Okay, you guys? I mean, honestly, you can solve the overwhelm and your business will grow. Everything in your life will change when you divorce overwhelm. Get help today. Don't let it wait. It is costing you money. It is costing you peace of mind. It's costing you sleep. It is costing you more than you can actually even probably measure. So get some help. Let's talk about why you feel overwhelmed, how you can solve it, and then let's fix it. DebbieShadid.com/let's chat. And let's talk about your overwhelm and how I can help you solve it for good. Let's divorce overwhelm and marry ourselves to the experience of peace. All right, my friends, are you ready to get more clients? Let's go do it. Have an amazing week. And if you guys want that business assessment, I want to help you with your business. DebbieShadid.com/let's chat, LETSCHAT for a free business assessment. Until next time, bye-bye.